and all the women who have girls' nights out, and there's no good men around, and it's a bit like this. It's got plasma screens shine, first time, actually second time. I won't lie, I don't lie. Skewy door slams, Mary Dressway, no, she lets me in, and I hear the grime going, the hardcore, and the bashment, and the grime playing, and I'm sure in 20 years or so, it'll be part of the mainstream, and they'll be claiming to make it theirs, and that is the universal music of love, made by the dirtiest people, brushing under the carpet, getting no love, or desperate musicians looking for sponsorship, they claim it, and they make it theirs, and everybody be going about, yeah, we made that. And you know what? The people who made it will never get paid. But that's alright. So I take the stairs, because I don't trust the lift, and it smells of piss, and crack cocaine, and class A's. Whatever gets you through the night, mate. It's alright. This is no anti-drug adverts tonight. It's alright. You've got to do what you've got to do to survive. So I take the stairs, and she waiting, cause she's thinking, oh, it's Baba Luck, the one love gangster folk, who loves all the people of the time. It's been a long time since I see you. I've been thinking about you, how you always be a zero. I always told you back then, I told you you're never gonna make money from that problem, and I told you, you can't love all the people at the time, the mainstream, the high stream, the upstream, the business stream, the low stream will never accept you, Baba Luck. But I admire you for that. I always knew you call yourself the empty pockets. I said to her, yes, right. I'm still singing my songs, but nobody likes really. And I come up to see you, cause it's been driving me crazy. And you know what? Don't turn me home again. I could not stand myself alone again. Don't run back inside. You know just what I'm here for. And I tell her, you know what? I got a big bag of green, a big bag of DVD. I was hoping to serenade the children to sleep. I know your ex-man and ex-man has left you alone. It's much the same because man can't handle responsibilities. She said, yes, that's right. I know my ex-man gone because I couldn't stand a strong woman, that's right. And she said, little bit about something about you, right. You be talking about feminist, Muslim and all of that fight. And you know, a lot of people laugh about it, but I know deep down inside, you actually believe what you're saying, Baba Luck, and that's like back in the way then. Even then I knew you weren't a real gangster, because you were always writing your poetry, and you couldn't fight. We knew that. That's why we protected you, looked after you. We kept it clear and all that. And she says, you know, on our state, we've been having women's classes, we've been learning about what it is to be independent and strong. It's like Boadicea, riding a chariot, long before the Vikings and the Romans came along and all that. So she says, I wrote this song, so get your guitar out and you can strum along. And it's about us and for all the women in this world, whether it's in, no matter where you are in this world, whether it's in Africa, China, Latin Americas, raising the children in this hatred that mankind has made. Women who have to raise their children while men go around murdering, killing and slaughtering, and it never fucking ends, she says. So take your guitar out, my dear friend, and play it. And for those of you in the audience who play the guitars, it's D, A minor, C, A minor. And she says, here it comes, and she sang it. Never forget it. Plasma screen shine, light up an inner city life. Lovers make promises, forever to hold and to dream. Plasma screen shine. connections. We don't need revelations, cause no one reads books around here no more. Plasma screen shine. Maybe Allah enters our lives. Internet connection. Texas as we dare to dream. Plasma screen shine. As lovers make promises, forever holding to keep. Never give up on love, and never stop believing. It is the greatest force on this earth. Plasma screen shine. As lovers make promises, forever holding to dream. Never give up on love, she says. It is the greatest force on earth. That's right. So step back, a stronger lock for that. And she says, who was the one that backed up your back the green while you trying to be the gangster on the scene? Who was the one who kept your name clean from the police? Never snitched on you, never grasped, never talked to the politicians you see. Who was the one who told all the other sisters there are some men good who are out there? And who was the one who cried alone in despair, waited in hospital beds while you're making violence out there? So she says, even back then, back in the way, I know way a man looks at a woman, I know. And you know, it's like he's stepping up to my door now, thinking that you're gonna be a superstar somehow. But you look at you, you're still poor, singing your one love gangster folk music. No one wants to listen to it now. And she said, it's like, and you want to get inside, and you want to serenade my children to sleep, but you can't do that right. And it's like you tell your child, and you tell your godchildren, if a man really loves you, he would chase you, cherish you, write poetry for you, do mixtapes for you, do vinyl selection, do an iPod selection for you. If you let a man inside too quickly, he'll forget you. So you get me? If a man really loves you, he will chase you, he will embrace you, and he will wait for you. And that's the truth. It's a bit old school, but we ancient. I'm 1,000 years up to date, and I collect my pension. She says, even in the times of recession, Baba, you were always poor. And I say, it's okay. And she says, let's sing that song once more. And I go, plasma screen will shine as Allah enters our life through PlayStation, through internet connection. Lovers make promises, but by holding to dream. Plasma screen will shine. We're not in a city life, as lovers make promises, forever to hold to dream. Plasma screen will shine as God enters our life, forever living from a present. We don't need no revelation, and no one believes in God no more. So plasma screen will shine, and maybe God enters our life as lovers make promises, forever to hold to dream. And plasma screen will shine to all the people that take their man back, and all the women who take their bad man back, and to all the bad men who take their bad women back into their arms. Love is the greatest force on this earth. And love is the greatest force on this earth. So I step down and I walk down, and she comes up close now, and she says, come back next week and embarrass yourself on this estate. You got all the neighbors looking at you. Look at you, look a state. Get a shave. Stop wearing those stupid clothes. But she said, come back, and maybe. And you know what a woman says, maybe? Man always goes, I got a maybe. Maybe. So thank Thanks for listening to that song. That was called Plasma Screen Shine. A very long, elongated song based on the theme by Mr. Bruce Springsteen back in the way. A little bit of grindcore, a little bit of hardcore, a little bit of truth stories about love. But love is the greatest force on this earth. And you know what? Baba Luck loves all the people all the time. In case you're confused, I think you might have heard that line about 8 times now since the beginning of the set. And you might hear it 20 times before the end of the set. So respect.